power to do whatever he wants to do. It's in his hands.
I think that is where we may have a bit of a miscommunication. It's not in his hands. It's in our hands how this season goes.
But doesn't it make a good story for someone who's never won to actually win for once?
That's so cheesy. Gosh. Nobody wants a story like that. It's so tired. That's what a 30, 40-year-old dad shows to their kids and expects them to be grateful. No. Ugh.
Folks, it is a beautiful spring day here in Louisville, Kentucky. The sun is shining, the breeze is cool, the blood rain has finally passed, and it is baseball season.
How far away do you think greatness is?
They love to see old guys like you finally get it every once in a while, but this is the shit they live for.
I see it of two ways. You can sit here, take your punishment, keep your head down. What if you did something different?
I'm not a chess piece this season. I'm gonna try and make a baseball move.
God Killer Home Run, the next mini-series from Game Master Monday, premieres August 24th wherever you enjoy podcasts. Starring Brad Zillman, Sadie Pasley, Ian Grant, Shadow Sylvia, Mags Curry, and Kenny Chilton as your God Killer. Using the God Killer system by Connie Chong with additional mechanics from Ball Game by Finch Edmund. On August 24th, batter up.
Aren't you just a sweetie? And snaps his neck.
Great. Thanks, Colleen. Maybe I will get that longer leash.
Under the watchful eye of Dole, I ask that this soul be guided safely to what lies beyond.
That is very sweet of you, V.
I am sweet, I know.
I was going to say more, but not anymore.
I understand what my responsibilities are, and unfortunately it's not just to this one church. Griam has made that abundantly clear. And I'm sorry that I can't stay here with you for the rest of my life, praying in a dark room.
You could have if you wanted to. You could have. It could have been me and you. Toga, why do you want to be a noble?
It's complicated, but back home, things have gotten a little weird, and I need to be able to take care of things, because I can't always trust the people there to take care of it.
And I hear you've already gotten your group assignment?
Yeah, the general said something about submitting it.
Yes, he submitted it, and then I swear I looked at it a different way, and I'm quite surprised with which group you got put with.
What are they like?
There we go. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Welcome to episode 4 of ZeitHeist, the first episode in the second arc in the series where we will be playing Delta Green, the horror investigative game. I am your handler, Teddy, pronouns he, him, and then I'm going to let our players take it away from here. We're going to start with Natasha, and then we'll go around in a circle and just have you guys introduce yourselves and your characters. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Natasha. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Natasha B Cosplays. I go by she, her pronouns, and today I will be playing, as you can see, Agent Hexa, who goes by she, they pronouns.
Hi, I am Ryan. Tonight I will be playing Agent Hush, who uses he, him pronouns. I use any.
Hello, I am Lux, playing Agent Hemorrhage, who uses he, him pronouns, and then I also use he, him pronouns.
Hello, hello. I am Kit, they, them for me, and I will be playing Agent Harold, she, her.
All right. So before we get started, I would just like to give a quick content advisory for this game of Delta Green. This is the bit where I come on and we put up the PS1 style Resident Evil or Silent Hill warning. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and gore. There are safety tools in place that we have discussed with all of our players beforehand. But if you are not in the state to listen to us play this game, then please take care of yourselves. Streaming Rainbow has a bunch of other excellent, cool shows to check out on their YouTube channel. So do yourself a favor and check out some of that if you're more into something like that. So that all being said, are we all ready to get started?
I'm good.
All right. Wonderful. We begin with the sound of an endless chorus of cicadas. We immediately cut to a close-up shot of what looks like concrete at first, until just an endless stream of cars starts rolling down the I-35 highway in Dallas, Texas. We cut to the Dallas skyline, hazy, orange, heat diffracted. We cut to an empty school park, no children in sight. The grass turned a sickening, almost spiteful shade of orange. And all the while, the cicadas sing on. We see the streets of Dallas devoid of people. We see suburbs devoid of families. We see shopping centers devoid of clientele. And all the while, the cicadas sing on. We then cut to a panning shot as we pan down inside of a suburb in the Dallas city of Carrollton. We pan down slowly and we see that we're in front of a rather large McMansion. It's around twilight. It's starting to get quite dark. And as we pan further down, we see that in sort of the foreground is a nondescript white van, on top of which it looks like there's kind of like a very kind of clumsily disguised like CCTV camera setup. Before we cut to the inside of the van, and we see you, Agent Hexa. You're sat in front of a kind of a series of television screens that are being fed the CCTV camera footage of the van that you're inside of. On the footage, we see that another kind of nondescript tan sedan sort of pulls in front of the van that you are in, sort of pulling in front of the house. We see out of that sedan a kind of like a large, she's maybe like 6 foot tall woman in a very severe pantsuit. She has like her hair like drawn back in a very tight bun. And then a younger, kind of skinny black man in a suit get out of the sedan and then just sort of like stand in front of the sedan for a moment and start talking amongst themselves. Agent Hexa, we sort of like pull back a little bit and we see you watching these two people that have just gotten out of the sedan in front of this house. What do you look like?
Agent Hexa is on the shorter side, being around 5'3", 5'4" or so. Very thin and probably like an unhealthy, probably doesn't eat enough, forgets to eat, and will eat a Cheetos bag or something late at night, and we'll say that's a good meal, and then be done for the night. Is has pale skin in that she doesn't get enough sunlight, and kind of dark hair that is just kind of kept up in a bun or anything to keep it out of the way. And she just dresses in kind of like a sweatsuit, hoodie, sweatpants, sneakers, and sunglasses almost anytime it's too bright outside, which compared to her little dark enclosure of either her room or their like van is
Mhm.
almost always.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, right now you're wearing sunglasses inside an already dark van.
There's
as
so
night
many
falls
screens, and
and
I've been up
then-
for 20 hours, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
screen grab this person and then
Yeah.
move that to a separate page.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely see like the last few frames of these two individuals getting out of their sedan reflected in the shades of your sunglasses. And then we see sort of someone steps up behind you. They are a man wearing a pair of jeans. They have a button-up shirt kind of tucked into the jeans. They're wearing like a very large, almost kind of gaudy belt buckle. They've got a blazer on over that shirt. They're wearing a large cowboy hat. They've got sort of like a big bushy beard. This is Jason Ramirez. Jason is the chief of police of the Carrollton Police Department. You have known him all told maybe 6 hours. He steps up behind you and he says, "God damn it, I told those two to keep a low profile. God damn it, the kid's probably gonna fucking see him now. Can you, what was it again? What am I supposed to call you?"
Hexa?
Hexa. Yeah, okay. Could you radio over to one of your buddies and see where they're at? Are they about to show up? We're gonna need to get this started real quick.
Yeah, do you want these people not on the camera?
So he doesn't necessarily not want them on the camera. The two people that are in front of you that you're looking at through the camera are detectives Krieger and Boyd with the Carrollton Police Department.
Okay.
They have decided at the last moment to tag along with you, the rest of the agents, and Chief of Police Ramirez to try and subdue the man that the four of you are after. What do you do?
I will send a quick message. I'll page my friends, our team here, and just say, "When are you guys getting here? There's
Who do you
some
page?
idiots out front." I'll page Hush.
Okay. So we cut over to Agent Hush. Hush, obviously you're going to be getting a page, so it's probably in the best interest that you are not driving the vehicle on the way to this location that you're all heading to. Do you want to be in the passenger seat of the car, or do you want to be in the back seat? You're going to be with the other two agents.
I think he'd be in the passenger.
Okay.
I think he'd be kind of looking at the street lights going by in the passenger, and takes out the pager.
Yeah. What does Agent Hush look like? Describe him for us.
Yes. Agent Hush. He wears a blue button down and a tie. Very dark, like a black jacket over top, like a jean jacket for tonight. And he has dark brown hair, not a single speck of facial hair on him, no matter how hard he might try. And he has these two kind of dull green eyes that are looking out the window. And I think he's like bouncing his left leg a little bit in the passenger seat.
Yeah. You're driving
He's
through
young.
right now. Okay. You're driving through a a suburb in Carrollton called Castle Hills. Castle Hills is a relatively new development. These kinds of developments have been popping up all over the country over the past couple of years. This is an extremely affluent suburb. It's almost gaudily affluent. All of the streets are named after figures and locations from Arthurian legend. The house that you're headed to, is on 11 Lancelot Court. The streets are immaculate. The trees that have been planted are all non-native and all very young. The facades of the houses are all done up to look like English castles. There's fake turrets and fake buttresses. It's extremely tacky, but you don't see anyone. There's no one out on the streets. We're getting close to twilight, so the street lights are just now coming on. There's no kids out playing. There's no families walking together. There's hardly even any other cars. And the cars that y'all do pass, it's kind of like you try and see who's inside of the cars, and it's like either the windows are tinted or you can't quite make out the details. There's a feeling of desolation here. And then you get that message from Hexa. What do you do?
As we're passing by the streets, and I kind of start to take out to look at the message.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of look over to whoever's in the driver's seat, and I just go, I got no love for the English, but at least they stay outside at night and wave to each other before going to bed.
Who's driving the car? It's gonna have to be one of y'all. Who wants to drive?
I'll drive.
All right, Agent Hemorrhage. What do you look like? Who do we see?
He would look over to see a man who has overall like dark hair, closer to black, but very much graying all throughout it, with the top of it holding on for dear life to the few hairs that he has there, with a very well trimmed mustache, wearing years of experience on his face, but always looks like he's ready to step out, maybe not onto the scene, but onto a golf course instead. Like he's got a nice polo on, he's got like that style of pants, dad sneakers and everything. Teddy, in a way to describe that'll make sense to you, he looks like he lives in Oakmont.
Yes.
And it's very much like just the wrist on the wheel as they're driving, and like has not been paying attention to his speed at all this whole time. Well, I can only go as fast as I can go. I don't know what they really want from me here, but
she wants to know when we're getting there.
When we get there, what does the atlas say? I don't know.
I can't. I don't know.
You should be arriving shortly. You guys are.
MapQuest said we'd be there in about 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and it's been almost like 13, so we better get there in the next 2.
Well, 13's less than 15, ain't it?
Fine.
As these two are bickering in the front seat, we pan back over to the back seat, and who do we see?
I think we see Agent Harold doing that thing that we all did at school when you're riding the bus and you have like your head leaned against the window and it kind of feels inside your head like a sad emo music video is happening. Like she's like staring out the window and there's like cicada hum, boys bickering. And she's just like she's taught a full day of classes and now this is her evening. And so we see a woman, early 30s, sort of blonde hair, the like very 90s white mock neck t-shirt, just kind of hanging out in the back. I think we'd be able to see sort of leaned up against the door that she's also leaning up against is like the top half of a forearm crutch that's just sort of hanging out by the door waiting. She's just sitting there shaking her head. Could she help tell them where they're at? Absolutely. We'll get there when we get there. And At least they're keeping each other entertained.
Incredible. Perfect. The dynamic is already locked in, set in stone. So we sort of cut to kind of an overhead shot, seeing the car sort of wind its way through the main concourse of Castle Hills, as we then see the three of y'all pull into a subdivision, and then ahead of y'all, ahead of you, Agent Hemorrhage, as you're sort of driving into the neighborhood, you're sort of arriving at where you're supposed to arrive. You see that there's a large sort of unmarked van that you remember Chief of Police Ramirez and Agent Hexa getting into and saying that they were going to go ahead and scout out the place. And then you see Krieger and Boyd's police vehicle parked right in front of the house. They don't have their lights on, right? The police lights aren't going, but Krieger and Boyd have gotten out of the car. They are sort of leaned up against the hood of the car. Krieger is smoking a cigarette. Boyd is sort of looking around nervously. There are other cars sort of parked on the street. This is, it's a subdivision with multiple houses. The location that you're going to, 11 Lancelot Court, it's kind of it's a court, so it's sort of like a roundabout. I'm not a roundabout. What's the word that I'm looking for? A cul-de-sac. 11 is sort of the house on the it's kind of like on the corner right before the cul-de-sac begins, right? So if we're sort of looking at it like the cul-de-sac is like in the north, it's on like the eastern side of the street, right up there against the corner. The van is sort of parked further into the cul-de-sac and is sort of like looking down at the house, sort of like from like the northwest. But like I said, Krieger and Boyd have parked their squad car right in front of the house. I shouldn't say squad car. It's like, it's obviously a police car. It's like it's a tan, what do they call it? Yeah, it's like a tan Crown Vic with like, a big like bumper on the front. I mean, it's a cop car. What do you do? Where do you park the car? Yeah.
He would definitely be dumb and like slow down in front of them and just kind of take a stare at them of like, the fuck are they doing?
Keep going. We can't make it too obvious.
Okay, yeah, I know, I understand. I'm stunned by stupidity sometimes. And
do you guys have you guys have the windows rolled up or down?
I would say up.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Hush gets another page that just says, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
Go further
Hexa, you've definitely seen. Yeah. We cut over to you, Hexa, and you definitely see them on your monitor. Ramirez is already cursing to himself that this whole operation has been blown. As the three of you in the car, Hush, you're in the passenger seat, so you're the closest to the house. If you look out the window, the house is going to be right there. Boyd has turned around and is sort of looking at you with a puzzled expression.
And Boyd is one of the officers, yes?
Yes, Boyd is the male officer.
Yeah. Look, they're looking at us.
I'm just doing like a roll by. Like, I'm not stopping at all, but
okay.
I
definitely want them. It's like when you're passing somebody and you want them to see how disappointed you are in them. It's kind of that moment,
Yeah. You definitely. Okay. Noted. Yeah. What do you do? Do you go ahead and park the car? Are we gonna go ahead and?
I'll go around and like park behind the van, essentially.
Okay. You park behind the van. Do you guys go ahead and get out of the van and see if you can hook up with Agent Hexa and see what the plan is?
That's what I would do, yeah.
Okay. As you're getting out of the van, you see that Krieger and Boyd are walking over to the three of y'all. Hush, as you're getting out of the car, Boyd is already like steps in front of you, and he says, "Listen, man, Krieger's probably going to say some shit to you, but we just want to know, frankly, what the fuck took y'all so long?"
I just look to Hemorrhage,
who's like holding a Wendy's cup.
There was a
We got
We
here when
needed
we
to
got here.
refuel.
Krieger is now steps behind Boyd. She finishes the last drag on her cigarette. This woman is easily over 6 feet tall. She is built like a bodybuilder. She's practically bursting out of her nondescript pantsuit. She flicks the cigarette butt and then starts heading over like past the three of y'all. And as she's passing by you, Harold, as she's like making her way towards the van and as y'all are getting out of the car, she goes, I think the three of y'all should just fucking leave. We got this handled.
You've got it handled by blowing your cover? Is this a new type of operation that we're running? That wasn't in my training.
Honey, I don't think you know which way is up around here. Last I checked, what are you, some kind of fancy FBI agent? I've been serving this community for 20 years now, all right? I know which way is up. Now, as far as I see it, y'all, and she checks her watch, are running about 5 minutes late. I don't know what took y'all so long, but we're ready to rock and roll. I'm about to have to tell Jason that, I don't necessarily care what happens here, but we're taking this guy. You understand?
Can I step up and just like not quite get between the two of them, but definitely like right alongside Harold, and I'm just gonna go, don't talk to my coworker like that. We got here, we're here. Let's just do what we need to do.
She laughs at you. Okay. All right. She goes over, she starts banging on the side of the van. Hexa, someone is banging on the side of the van. Jason turns around, opens the van, and says, God damn it, Krieger, I told y'all we're supposed to be letting them take the lead. And they start sort of having sort of a hushed conversation amongst themselves.
Don't close the door. Either get the fuck in or get out. I don't care which one, but don't leave my shit exposed.
Jason looks at Krieger and kind of exchanges some final words with her, and they both step into the van, shortly followed by Detective Boyd, and then the three of y'all. So we're all together now. All four of y'all are back together. The three police officers are here with you. They're sort of milling around awkwardly inside of this van. There's barely space enough for 3 people, and we have what is that? 7 people crowded inside of this van. Jason says, "Now, y'all, I understand that there might have been some tensions previously at the precinct between our friends here, our guests from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and y'all," and he looks at Krieger and Boyd. "But at this point, what's done is done. We've been looking, me and Agent Hexa over here have been looking through the monitors, making sure that everything's on the up and up. It looks like our cover has not been blown. This fella O is still inside his home, and Hexa, in the interest of making sure that we're all on the same page, I'll let you and your people take it from here. Y'all tell us how y'all want to play this. So what do you do?"
Great.
So we believe he's in the building, yes?
That's correct. From what we can tell, he should be in the building. Neither Hexa nor myself have seen this fella leave the house over the past few minutes that we've been here before detectives Krieger and Boyd arrived at the scene. He should be inside. Haven't seen a car leave. Haven't seen anybody show up.
And what is sorry, Hexa.
No, you continue. I was going to ask for something separate.
Do we have a physical description? What he looks like?
So, Hush, you would have received, as a part of your briefing that you received maybe about a week or so ago, from your handler, Huey, you would have received a photograph of the man that the four of you are after, Aaron O. He is he's relatively young. He's 22, but he looks quite a bit younger. He looks maybe 18 years old or so. He has like jet black hair that he has like chopped like pretty short. He has sort of like a non-haircut, like he's got like a gamer cut, you know what I mean? His face is sort of pockmarked. He looks as you would expect a guy who was forced to drop out of MIT after receiving a DUI would look. He looks young and he looks kind of fucked up. So yeah, you do know what he looks like.
Right.
Just to
Do
cover
we
our
know-
bases. Having looked at the cameras for a bit, can I see if there are any cameras inside the house that I could maybe tap into by feeding a wire into a local
that's a good
system?
That's a good question. I think that you would have to gain access. I think you'd have to gain physical access somehow to the local network inside of the house. From what you have seen of the exterior of the house, like I said before, like all of the rest of the houses here is a very large, very gaudy McMansion. It's got fake turrets. It looks really, not a nice looking place, but you don't really see any cameras around the outside.
No cameras spotted so far. So I don't know if I can tell if we're seen on street cameras, obviously, but I don't know if he spotted us on personal ones.
Is there anyone else in the home?
As far as we can tell at the moment, no, sir. Now, we pulled, obviously, a bit of a dossier on this fellow once word came down from you fine folk. He does have family lists here that in the house he should be living with his parents, a Maricia, and what's the father's name here? A Benjamin. And then there's a grandfather that lives with him, a Mr. Minshik O.
I see.
Considering we also had the intel that a lot of this stuff was found out beforehand through forums, could I have just put out a general like tag, just a little set up a little program to just flag anything whenever he posts anything on any forum?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular that you would want to have that? What am I trying to ask here? What is your intent with having done that?
Anything to make sure he's not leaving the place today. So like any talks of like travel or on like the more mundane websites or any talks of like new deals needing to be made on darker websites.
Okay. So let's say knowing what you know about what Aaron O's operations on the internet are like, you probably then have a tag. You've got a tag kind of sort of following him on the Veil, which is the forum where the NSA and the FBI first got wind of what he was up to. And then you probably also put a bug in his on his storefront, I'd imagine, right? Like maybe keeping track of like transactions or if people have been purchasing the product that he's selling there. What you have gotten back so far is that Aaron is a voracious poster. Aaron, the entirety of his social life practically exists on the dark web forum, The Veil. Mostly what it comes down to, I mean, most of it is noise. It's just him shit talking other people on other threads or responding with non sequiturs, trying to bait people into arguments. Occasionally, someone will respond to the main thread where he what's the word that I'm looking for? Not confessed, but I guess essentially confessed to having hacked into the NSA's database. That threat has been relatively popular over the past month, so occasionally someone will chime in with, "Is this true?" And he's the first person to go in and immediately just recount the whole story of how he came up with this program and how he hacked into the NSA and how he stole a bunch of information. And it's the same. It's almost a copy pasta at this point of his response every time. As for his storefront, where he is selling the product that Delta Green is interested in, he's had a few transactions over the course of the past week that you got. You received your briefing from your handler, from Huey, about a week or so. And over the course of that week, there's been, I don't know, like maybe about a dozen or so different transactions.
Okay.
So he's active. He's currently, I mean, if you were to check, like, do you have like a personal laptop or something?
Yeah. Oh, I have like
Yeah.
10 different things happening going on at the moment. It's so many.
Okay, cool.
There's also still, she did put on a separate screen the screenshot of the two detectives that like she just like screenshotted them getting caught on the camera and has it like in the corner for everyone to see of like, look, you idiots.
Yeah, I got your asses. Yeah, there's a that feed that you have of his activity on the forum is pinging off like maybe every 2 minutes. The dude is online right now and posting.
Okay, so he's probably still at home considering that he's posting right now. Another one came up. So he's either at home or at a business that also has access to the internet, one or the other.
Krieger chimes in, "Well, then why don't you let the real professionals step up and bag him then if he's in there? Why don't we just go ahead and get started?"
Who here is with the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
Well, honey, that's apparent. I can tell by the fact that you're wearing sweats? You got sunglasses on inside of a van?
Yeah, and I got your asses on camera, so shut up. I know what I'm doing.
Boyd goes, "Yeah, Krieger, I mean, we don't look so hot in that picture." They sort of,
you look incredible, so shut up. He does not.
Come on, Hexa. If they want to try and get caught again and answer to their bosses and our bosses about such a thing, I say let them go for it.
Krieger says, all right. So what's the plan then? What are we doing? How are we getting this guy? You tell me.
Well, it depends how truly stealthy we want to be. I think there is a certain route that we can take where one or two of us goes up to the front door and two others go around back.
I'm assuming
we'll try to get the attention at the front.
Teddy, it's a situation where fences touch, right? Like they don't have a back fence that opens up to space. It opens up to another person's yard, right?
So they do have a backyard. They have a fence along the like northern side that opens up into like a little bit of like a gully or like a little like a drainage thing, and there's like an extra little bit of lawn between where their fence ends and then like the side like lawn and then fence of the next house, the first house in the cul-de-sac begins.
Okay.
So it's sort of like a little bit of a wraparound that then conjoins to like houses behind them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Could breach and clear through the windows. Have any of you ever sieged a house before? Right.
Harold just sort of looks herself up and down and just looks back at Hush.
You know, it's worth asking.
Jason chimes in and says, "Well, excuse me, but
what's wrong with just why don't we just post some people around the sides like y'all said, and then the rest of us can just go knock on the door and just enter in. I mean, we've got a warrant.
Yeah, should be fine. We just want to make sure that if he runs, we got people there ready to catch him. That's all.
All right. Well, then the question then remains: who's going inside? Who's going around the side? Who's staying? I can stay here with the van. How are we breaking this up?
I mean, and I kind of look to Krieger and Void, and I just say, "You two would know the neighborhood better than any of us. Why don't you stay outside, block off any exits?"
Krieger says, "Yeah, okay, I can do that." But Boyd kind of hesitates for a moment, and he chimes up and says, "Well, if I'm being honest, I was kind of hoping I could go with y'all. I want to get in there. I want to get this guy."
I don't need to be going through the front door. I don't want to be going through the front door.
See, Boyd, respectfully, that's my worry. We don't want people too excited to get in the front door. I feel like if we're running a stealth operation, or at least a calmer operation, I don't know that us looking too eager to get inside is the air that we want to present.
Well, look, I'm not saying I'm eager to get inside, but I got a gun with me. I can play. What's done is done. It's what I'm going to speak for myself and for my partner here. What's done is done. I just want to get in there. Look, I can back you up. I can do that, but I would just really, I mean, this is kind of big for us. So
I think Hemorrhage will kind of like tap him on the shoulder in the very little room that they have, intentionally kind of a bit hard to be like, "Listen, I understand. Look, young buck, you want to get on in there and do the thing. You'll understand eventually it's better to be, because what's most likely going to happen is we're going to go in and then he's going to come out, right? And then you're there on the outside to get him when he comes out, right? Think about it this way. This fancy street camera could catch you like tackling him in the yard or something. That'd be better, right?"
do me a favor, Agent Hemorrhage. Give me some kind of interpersonal skill roll.
Okay, yeah.
Whichever you'd like.
We'll go with Persuade, and that's a 3.
All right. Fair enough. Boyd looks at you, and while you're looking at him, I mean, you can tell that this guy, he's pretty young. He's maybe in his mid to late 20s, and he's made detective. You know what I mean? This is a guy who has put his career first and foremost. He's eager to go. He looks into your eyes as kind of as an older, almost like for a second, it's like you finally feel like you're getting a little bit of respect from him, and he says, "Yeah, okay, all right." And he looks over at Hexa. "Just make sure those cameras are rolling, right?"
They're not my cameras. Like, 2 are my cameras. I'm in the street view here. They're just kind of always going. I can pull full footage later if you really want that, if that's important to you.
That's them saying they'll be on.
Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. If you can pull the footage, then damn, that works for me. You cool with that, Krieger? Yeah, whatever. And they sort of slink back into the back of the van. What do y'all do? What do we do now? How are we breaking this up? How are the 4 of y'all going to get inside?
Can I do one more quick check as our local paranoid guy? As the most paranoid person, I'm like, if I had money and I was paranoid, like I feel this guy is, can I pull up blueprints to make sure that there's no way that this guy could have possibly built? Like, obviously they wouldn't be reflected in the blueprints, but is there a possibility that there could be like a tunnel built to exit off the other side of like this like gully area? Because I'm like, if I had money, I'd make an escape tunnel if I was doing this kind of stuff.
Okay. What I will say to that, not in the interest of like no anding you, but because of the way that Texas's geography is, this would be kind of physically impossible.
Perfect. No,
Yeah.
that's not no and. That's just truly an answer. That's just covering paranoia basis.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this
yeah,
color, this character needs to be done.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
so then how are we doing this?
So Hexa, you're staying here, yes?
I can. I'd prefer it, but I can go somewhere if you guys really need it.
I mean, it's your strong suit. I just don't want you to feel like you're stuck here.
I'd prefer it to be here.
Great. And then Hemorrhage and Harold, do you want to be do you want to go to the front door? I know I plan to.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a front door person.
All right, so the three of y'all are all going, just to make sure that I've got this all squared away. Hexa, you're
Right.
staying in the van with Ramirez. Boyd and Krieger will be hanging around outside, doing whatever, waiting in case something should happen and they need to be called to action. And then the three of y'all are going to go and try through the front door. Yes, Hush.
Do we have a paper warrant? He said we had a warrant. Can I bring that with me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, you've got the paper warrant.
Like a search and seizure? I think.
Yes. Yep. I will also say, Hexa, you have walkie-talkies for everybody. So in
Perfect.
case anything needs to go
Have
down,
those out.
everybody's got their own little bit of communication. You guys can all get in touch should
Awesome.
anything go awry. All right. What do you do?
Go to the front door, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just very chill. We're just serving a warrant. We're having a conversation. We're not going guns blazing, I think.
Okay.
I don't even have a gun.
We don't need guns where we're going.
As the three of y'all get out of the van, Krieger and Boyd were just ahead of y'all. And as you're sort of making your way around the van and heading towards the car, Krieger has already lit another cigarette. And Harold, you hear her call out behind you. Careful in there, Miss FBI.
I think not even turning around, the free hand that is not operating that forearm crutch, just like over her shoulder.
Hell yeah. You hear a light cackle coming from her.
Fine by me.
The three of y'all make your way up to the house. The house is, like I said, it's quite large. It's very ugly, all of that. There's a driveway that leads up from the sidewalk. It's a rather large driveway. As you're making your way up the house, you can kind of tell that the place, at least from the outside, compared to some of the other houses in the neighborhood, it's in a little bit of a state of disrepair. The grass is turning that sort of sickly, almost gray hay color. It's been very hot the time that you guys have been here in Dallas. Those of you that are not from the area, those of you that are from the area, you've gotten used to this heat. You know what this time of year is like in the Metroplex. It's currently maybe getting close to like maybe 7:45 or so in the evening as you guys are approaching the house, and it's still well over 100 degrees outside. So the grass is parched. Somebody hasn't been running their sprinklers. The driveway itself is also quite it's dingy. It looks like it's in need of a little bit of a power wash. There are no cars parked on the driveway. It's just all sort of very empty. The driveway kind of like has like a bit of like an L shape to it, and it sort of terminates both in sort of the front door and the entranceway into the house. And then at one end, there's also the garage door for a very large 3-car garage. The three of y'all are standing sort of in the center of the driveway, right in front of the entrance to the house. What do you do?
Probably give a knock. Yeah.
Okay. There's no response.
Hello, we have a search and seizure warrant. Please come to the door and open immediately.
You wait a moment. Hush, you're closest to the door. You've knocked on the door. You've probably gotten close enough to the glass to be able to see at least a little bit inside of the house. There's still some light outside. There are no lights on inside the house. It's really dark.
From the cameras, can I just keep an eye on all the windows to see if I see any movement inside?
Yeah, can you give me a search check, please?
Okay.
Actually, highest of either a search, or if you have some kind of like computer skill, I will allow that as well.
I
Since that's
have
what you're interfacing with.
many a computer skill. I thought you were going to ask for alertness, but
No, alertness is more your ability to like in a situation. It's kind of like a passive perception type situation.
okay. Where is my computer skill? Okay. So same rules with any difference for like halves and whatnot, or no?
No, not in this game.
Yeah, no, then success.
Okay, perfect. Hexa, you can tell that up on the second story of the house, there is maybe you've got to just like tweak the not the resolution, but sort of like, the exposure and the camera controls of the camera a little bit. You got to zoom in a little bit. You've got to do some real 1999 computer wizardry for a second with these cameras. And you can see that inside of one of the upper windows, sort of facing the front of the house, the curtains are drawn, the blinds are drawn, but you can see that there's just like a little bit of a discrepancy in the pixels between the blinds. And you can tell that maybe there's a light on inside of that room, or there's something casting some sort of light from within that window.
Is it second floor?
Yes.
I just on the walkie-talkie go, second floor window, there's some movement and a light on inside, I think.
Give a louder knock. Give him like one more good chance.
Can I like walk aimlessly in a way towards like the garage and around that like side corner of the house?
Okay. As you were doing this, now give me an alertness check. You're making your way around. Yes.
Ooh. Success.
Okay. Hemorrhage, are you trying to get sort of like in the alley between this house and the house right next to it?
Yeah, just kind of peeking over, or also just like seeing if I hear something in the garage, and then kind of like peeking around the edge of the house after that.
Okay. As you're making your way around the garage like kind of like sticks out from the side, right? And there's a window there that's set into. There's actually, I think there would probably be several windows that are set into the garage from there. Like I said, it's a big garage. It's a big 3-car garage. As you're passing by, though, you notice that as you're walking by one of the windows, it's sort of been, there's something covering the window on the inside. You think you would stop for a moment because, maybe if the lights were off inside of the garage, you might be able to like maybe see something inside, but it catches your eye and it looks like there's something black covering the window from the inside. And it's like this on all of the windows.
Does it look like fabric, or does it look like painted on, or is it moving at all?
It's moving very slightly. But it doesn't look like fabric.
Okay.
There's like a sheen to it.
Okay. I think you'd call over Harold.
Yeah, Harold, I think, taps Hush on the shoulder just as like a heads up, like, hey, I'm heading over. Just sort of come up next to Hemorrhage. Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know what the fuck all that is. I usually don't do that type of shit to your windows in the garage. Well, you don't do that type of shit to your windows in general, but you see all this shit on the window.
I guess maybe for the heat, but a house this big's got to be insulated to hell. Can I take a peek at this, see if I can figure out like what's going on?
Yeah, give me a. I mean, you see the same thing that Hemorrhage sees.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is there's some kind of black substance. It's not really substance is not the right word. It looks like there's just something that's been draped over this. It's slightly reflective. Yeah, give me an alertness check. We'll let that ride.
Alertness.
Yeah, we'll let all the previous information ride, and then this will just add as extra information on top of that.
Yes, success. 19.
Okay. Harold, this is black plastic.
That makes sense.
It looks like a trash bag. You maybe look a little bit closer and you can see some of like the weave that like some nicer trash bags have, like
the stretch weave.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see some of that like kind of like hexagonal like patterning to it on the inside. And like I said, it's just sort of billowing ever so slightly. It looks like it's sort of been taped around the frame of the window from the inside to sort of like block out the windows.
Is there a keypad for the garage?
There is indeed.
Is there a way can I open it and see if I can tell like which numbers have been rubbed off more or anything like that? Or like, if there's a way to like emergency open
Classic forensics shit.
Just like smash it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, sure. So we see you sort of walk over to the keypad. There's obviously a keypad because it's 1999. This is a rich neighborhood. This is like the height of technology. We got a keypad on our garage door opener. Yeah, give me, I think forensics would probably work. I feel like if you were, you got a 30, that's a success. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely tell which of the numbers have been rubbed off the most, and you kind of can discern, maybe after giving it a couple of tries, what combination of those like four digits,
birth year, birthday, like the mix that people always do for codes.
Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and try that and see if you can open the garage door?
There's no one stopping him. Yeah, he's going to keep doing it.
What do the rest of y'all do? Hush, at this point, you can see that Harold and Hemorrhage have come back around from the side of the house. And Hemorrhage is over sort of fiddling with the garage door opener. What do you do? You're hushed. You're hushed.
I'm hushed. I'll radio over method acting. I'll radio over to Harold and just go, how's it looking over there? I'm about 15 seconds from breaking the door in.
You're right next to them. You're standing like maybe. Yeah, you guys are standing like
you do that, and I come up right behind you, and I respond in your ear physically. No, it's looking kind of creepy, honestly. I think Hemorrhage might actually have the door. Looks like they've got trash bags on all the windows. I don't know if that's some new thing people are trying to keep the heat out, but it seems odd for this neighborhood.
They would kind of melt to your window.
Yeah. I'm gonna radio to Hexa and just say, looks like we're about to go into the garage. Tell Krieger and Boyd to just keep an eye on the front door.
Got it. I do so.
All right. And I keep a small handgun in a holster, like under my jacket on the back of my waist, like kind of right above the glutes. And I just pull out a small kind of handgun and have it at the ready.
Okay. Hemorrhage, do you start entering the codes?
I'm just going to figure out what the code is.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
Painful for Hexa to watch.
I feel like this is the kind of thing where maybe there's like a little bit of security on it, where you're given only like a certain number of tries. Let's say you're given, let's say 4 tries. Do me a favor, give me a luck roll, but with advantage. Now, luck in Delta Green functions functionally the same way as it does in Call of Cthulhu. It's just everybody has a flat 50-50 chance. There's no juicing your luck.
Okay, so since it's advantage, I can't say that Hexa helps by pulling up like birth records and stuff like that from everyone in the family, being like, these are likely dates.
I mean, do you want to?
Yes, I see this and it's sad, and I'm like, I'm gonna help
these,
if I
these
can.
Neanderthals over here have got no idea. Okay, yeah,
I
for
rolled
sure.
a 35 on my first one. What do you
There
mean?
you go.
Hey, there you go. We'll say she like radios in, and she's kind of been keeping an eye on this, and she says, try, and she gives you like a year in the
1935.
What would this be?
1974.
What's 1999 minus 53?
40.
1946. 46. Okay.
You're making
all
the
right.
theater kids do math?
Yeah, man. That's right. All right, 1946. That's the code. You punch it in. The door starts rumbling open. You kind of
step back from it. Yeah.
It's sort of, you get the like as it starts opening and opening, and it gets about maybe like a quarter of the way through the process before it hits something and then starts closing back again, and then it hits the bottom, and then it starts opening back up again, and then it hits the bottom, and it sort of does this first. It's starting to do that. Does anybody do anything to try and stop this?
I think I would give a look, and I think I would slip under.
Okay, question. Is anything coming out of it? Like, my first instinct is he's creating chemicals in here. Is there like a gas, like a smoke or whatever that's coming out of this thing?
Who besides Hemorrhage is closest to the opening garage door?
Probably, I don't know. Let y'all say. I was gonna say Hush because they pulled out.
Probably Hush. Yeah,
That's
because
fair.
I think he'd be standing kind of point, ready for if honestly, similar to what Harold just said. Like if anything started coming out, whether it was like mist or a person.
Yeah.
So I think it would be Hush next to Hemorrhage.
There is an acidic stench that mingles with the convection-like heat of the evening breeze. It is pouring out of the garage. It smells like acetone, in heavy concentrations. It's very dark inside. You can't see. There's no light on inside of the garage. When the garage door starts opening, it doesn't trigger a light to turn on. And it's maybe gone through like one like instance of this process of like catching on something on the track and then closing, and now it's opening back up again. What do you do?
I don't think he would dive in if there is that smell. Can I instead? Is it reasonable that I'd have a flashlight?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Can I do the like gun flashlight over the wrist, like ready to rock?
Okay, yeah.
I'll stay outside though.
Can I? Is there a way for like while watching this, going up and down a couple times, can Hemorrhage be dumb and just like as it's up the next time, try to grab it and kind of pull it a bit to make it get just stuck up instead?
Yeah, for sure. That would be, I'm not going to have you test anything. You do that. As it's coming back up, you sort of grab underneath it. And as you're going to sort of like, are you trying to like hold it in place, or are you trying to push it up so that it clears whatever it's getting caught on?
It wasn't truly either of those really. It was like, could I make it to where it just kind of malfunctions a bit and stays where it is? If in the process, like I pull it out and over and it keeps going up, whatever, that's fine.
I see what you're saying.
It was kind of like I don't want it to go up and down, but if it's going to get stuck in one, I'd rather it get stuck up.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, then you do so. After it goes through one sort of like revolution of it doing this thing, you sort of were able to like grab it and sort of like jangle it, I guess, or like kind of finagle it a little bit until it gets stuck in an up position. But there is about maybe like 1.5 feet of clearance off the ground.
I know you said acetone, but from my role, do I recognize any other like sense or anything that would be more of a medical type thing?
It doesn't. It's. I mean, there's no specific medical scent. Yeah, it's not like you maybe like smell like embalming fluid or something like that. This is just acetone is the closest in comparison that any of you would have to the smell that's emanating from this garage. What do y'all do?
I think my instinct
Honestly-
is to like duck down and see if I can see in there. Obviously, there's not a ton of light, but if Hush has his flashlight out, I trust you to see the vision. And
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going in. I'm just trying to get low enough to try to get visual on something that's in
I
there.
want to peek back around the edge while they do that, because we made a lot of noise with the garage, to see if anybody's making their way out at all.
So the two of you that are peeking down to see what is inside of the garage, we sort of see from your POV as the lights. Are you both shining flashlights inside of the garage?
I definitely am.
We probably all have one.
Okay, yeah. We see sort of from your perspective the cast of the flashlights sort of hitting the inside of this garage. It's a big garage. I mean, it's a big 3-car garage. It is a mess inside of the garage. There are boxes upon boxes everywhere. There are various sort of like glass bottles or vials like in the boxes, outside of the boxes, on the floor. There's like nylon like tarps on the ground. There's just like a fucking mess everywhere. And you see that your flashlights, as you sort of scan towards the back of the garage, there is like a large workstation that has been installed into the back wall of the garage. Maybe it was like a place where, you know, you'd keep like your tools and all your stuff. There's like a big workbench, like quite like a fairly long and large workbench. There are what look to be 5 plastic tubes. They're sort of translucent. They're quite large. I mean, you can kind of see them from this distance. They're about maybe like a couple inches in diameter. They are running along the back wall of the garage, and they sort of lead out from the garage through an open door into the house. And as they come in, they sort of like go in from this open door that leads further into the house. They come like along like, well, that would be like left to right. And at the right end, they sort of like go along the wall. They've sort of been like affixed and like duct taped to the wall in various places, so that they're all running in series. They like terminate in like a series of like spigots, and those spigots and faucets sort of sit and hang over the workbench. The workbench is littered with like various bottles, more boxes, more like random miscellaneous tools. The tubes are transparent, and inside of them there are sort of like bits of what look like it looks like bile. What do you do? Actually, we cut from there back over to Hemorrhage. Hemorrhage, you were sort of peeking to see if you could see anything. You don't see anything upstairs. Oh, actually, give me
My alertness is like 40, if that makes a difference for you.
Yeah, give me an alertness check.
Okay.
You're looking. You're using your eyes to look.
That's a 1.
All right. So you look back up towards the window that Hexa pointed out to y'all earlier as being, you know, a window where maybe there was some light emanating from it. If there was a light coming from that window, it's certainly been turned off now.
Okay.
What do you do?
I think you'd relay back to Hexa, assuming that someone else would also hear like whatever comes over the walkie-talkie, like, hey, not getting anything upstairs anymore. I think, well, it's not a quiet mission anymore.
Got it. And I will keep surveying to see if there's any more movement I see either upstairs or anywhere, and take another look at his activity online.
The activity has stopped. He hasn't posted in like maybe 5 minutes.
I'm gonna post something just to like rage bait him a little to see if he'll like post again, just to keep him in place, or if to like really test if he's like offline or not.
Okay. You wait maybe, I mean, he's pretty quick on the draw when he sees his username invoked on the forum. There's no response.
Okay.
Ramirez is sort of like leaning over your shoulder, trying to make sense of what you're looking at on the computer. And he says, everything going okay?
He's gone quiet online. He was posting until we just opened the door there. He definitely knows we're here.
Shit. I can tell the detectives to sort of try and close the perimeter around the house.
Do it. Do we know if there's any other family inside the building?
Like I said, we know that he lives with his parents and with the grandfather, but we haven't seen anybody.
Okay. Well, since he knows we're here, I'll be right back. Gosh, it's gonna be so bright outside. I'm gonna like go into like my big bag, like kind of like tote bag of things, and just grab like the thing I need to try and get into his own camera. Like grab some wiring, some like this little figure, because usually if there's cameras set up for someone's home, there might be like a box or something outside, or by like a circuit box. So like I'm gonna try and get in there to while everyone is just kind of ruminating around the house anyway. Everyone's kind of loitering in the house vicinity. I'm like, I'm just gonna see if I can get into his cameras.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll cut back over to the three of you in front of the garage door. What do you do?
I'm currently thinking, and he'd probably be relaying these thoughts of like, I think at this point we need to enter the premises, and I'm wondering if it would be better to try to go in through the garage or go in through the front door. I'm leaning toward the front door because I don't trust whatever's in the garage right now.
I like a front door. I don't like leaving this open
What's
to the
in the
public or
garage?
as an escape.
I mean, it's just stuck right now. You can enter the code back in, and usually that'll make it do the thing.
Yeah, let's shut her up.
Let's close
front door. I don't.
Why? What's wrong with the garage?
It smells.
There's like, there's some chemicals pouring
And
out.
it doesn't give us a very solid, quick egress should something go weird.
Okay.
Right.
I'm coming in with some other stuff. And I'm going to bring like little kind of like N95, any kind of mask. I don't know how intense. I definitely have at least one very intense like painter's like mask for myself, but I'm like, I have some extra like N95s I can pass out for people.
I would have like
That actually might
surgical
change
masks
the-
in my car.
Does everybody want a mask?
Yeah. That I think changes the equation. Yeah.
I'll take one. I still don't want to
Well,
crawl
'cause
through the
would have
garage, but
known we would have known about the juice already, right? So we would
Yeah.
know there's some sort of material here.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
feel
that he's
yes,
making.
we probably would.
Yeah.
So then what do you do?
With a mask, I think I'm going to look across the rest of you and just say, my current thought is to push in and follow the tubes into the center house. Once I'm in, call out and give one last I mean, he already knows we're here.
I don't really
Giving
think you should
an
go
announcement. Oh, I'm hoping I don't have to.
Okay.
But
Just making sure.
you know. Hemorrhage, would you mind coming with me?
Yeah, that's fine. I can do that.
Right.
Hexy, you want to try the front door? Give these boys an egress?
I'm going to try and see if I can get into his own network.
Alrighty.
And I have my little laptop with me as I walk up with all the painter's masks to hand out.
Yeah, you've got. Has anybody here seen Nathan Fielder's show, The Rehearsal? You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
you know that like laptop like sling
Little
thing that
vest
he's
thing?
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining. Okay, so just to make sure that I'm getting this correct, Hexa, you're going to try and hack into his local system.
Yep.
We'll get to what the access point could look like right now. I'm thinking maybe you could use this key fob for the garage door. That would be a fun and extremely TV version of you
Mhm,
hacking
mhm.
into his local network. I think that'll be fun.
Yep.
Hush and Hemorrhage, you guys are heading inside through the garage. Harold, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get the front door open.
Okay.
Because I don't think that I'm going to be very speedy crawling under 1.5 feet of clearance in the garage. And if something is going to go weird or blow up or somebody has a weapon inside, we need a quicker way to get out than crawling through the garage. So while they're trying to get in, I'm trying to prep a way out, and then I'll probably follow them in, sort of coming around the front door as well, like closing that perimeter that way.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Hush and Hemorrhage. We'll go with y'all first.
Yeah, that's a tight squeeze.
What do you do?
Yeah, I think at least Hush, being quite a young lad, I think he just does like a one fluid, just whoop, just under the door, handgun up, flashlight beaming forward toward where the tubes. You said they go through like a door into the house proper.
Yep, they run along that back wall and then into the house.
Then that is where I'm kind of making my way forward.
Okay.
The complete opposite here. God damn it. And like bad army crawl in to the garage. Like a long time to stand back up. Okay. And then,
Okay. So you guys are, of course, immediately hit. Despite the N95 masks, the stench is palpable inside of the garage. It's pitch black. There are trash bags that have been duct taped to the windows, blocking out all light. There is a very sort of like weak oscillating fan on top of the workstation that is sort of like rotating back and forth on like a very low setting. It's almost inaudible, but it is causing the black bags to sort of like flutter and wave a little bit as the wind hits them intermittently. And it's also kind of like blasting a little bit more of that stench towards y'all. Like I said, there are 5 industrial plastic tubes that have been duct taped to the back wall of the garage. They, I guess you could say, start at the workstation where there's a series of like spigots and faucets, just sort of like very cobbled together DIY station where whatever it is that flows through these tubes, this sort of like greenish, sort of bile-ish substance that's inside of them. This is where
they're
it
all the
looks
same
like
substance, just so I can like there's no difference. Okay, cool.
Yep. This is where it looks like has his bottling operation for the product that he sells on his storefront.
Are there
The
any
tubes
bottles full right now laying
Yeah.
around?
There are.
I try to grab one and put it in like my jacket pocket.
Okay. Yeah, you do so.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and I'm going to make a note of you having that.
Just 1 or 2, however. Like, are they in like little tinctures or like big flasks? Or
They're in sort of like little like medicine bottle size. Like they look like it looks like he's using like insulin bottles.
that was like the what your
yeah.
blood goes into. Right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I try to grab like 2 then if I can. Just
okay
into jacket pocket.
Okay. Hush, you see him do that. Do you any comment? What are you doing?
Honestly, no. I think that he gives a nod of a recognition of like that's a good call. I think that Hush is going in with the knowledge of like he's with some. I mean, I think everyone on this team is very intelligent in different areas, and I think that Hush is focused on like the person that we're looking for, and so I think there is a recognition of like good call, but he's like ready to go further into the house and ready to make an announcement.
Okay. So you go into the house. Like I said, the plastic tubes go out and through a door that opens up into the main house. You sort of step through that door, and you're in like a mud room. There's sort of like a hallway that is directly in front of you, sort of like a very kind of like small little hallway. There's like a little like ledge next to you. There's a window sort of over that ledge that has also been covered in black trash bag. That's to your right. To your left, there is a like it's very dark, but as you just kind of like shine your flashlight in, you can see that there's a laundry room. There's a washer and dryer. Around the washer and dryer, there are like maybe 5 or 6 full black trash bags. Just sort of in front of the washer and dryer on the tiled floor. And then ahead of you is what looks like maybe a kitchen, and then further inside, more house. But like I said before, it's completely dark. It's pitch black in here. Night is already falling. The windows have been covered in black trash bags. The smell grows even stronger as you step into the house. What do you do? There's a sound. It's not completely quiet. It's very nearly close to completely quiet, but there is a little bit of like maybe a background noise happening in the background. What do you do?
I think I want to give Hemorrhage kind of a look and a nod toward the trash bags in the laundry space. I think I slowly creep forward and kind of holster the gun for a second and kind of like peel one of them open just to get a look at what's inside.
Okay. I'll say as bluntly as possible, do they look full of trash or full of people?
I was also thinking people.
From the outside, they look like they're full of trash. They're not, but even if there were to be people in them, like these are like heavy duty trash bags. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to leak. Gotcha. Hush, you open one of them up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You open one of them up, and I mean, this thing is full.
Yeah.
It's full of bloodied women's clothing. There's a dress. There's some underwear, socks, a sweater. They're bloody at first, and then they become very clean. Almost like they had been taken straight out of the wash or picked from a closet. You can almost see some of like the fold marks in like maybe like a t-shirt that's like perfectly clean. There's maybe like one set of clothes that you can piece together like very quickly, maybe like a blouse, a pair of jeans that is bloodied. The rest is clean. What do you do?
I think he kind of nods at Hemorrhage to take a glance, and he like kind of if you're standing a few feet away, he kind of like pulls the opening so that it's in your line of sight and shines the flashlight in. And
yeah, is it like blood soaked all the way through, or is there clear like this looks like someone
like spatter patterns
stabbed here? Someone was like, discern any pattern to it.
Hemorrhage, can you give me a forensics check?
Yeah.
Would you be okay if I did that as well?
Yeah, both of y'all. Go ahead.
I failed mine. Can I push?
If you can push in this game, but you can push. I will add a little bit of dramatic irony to the situation that I feel like we're already aware of. If you fail the push roll, you guys are going to dwell on this for maybe a little bit too long, trying to piece together the exact pattern of what happened here.
I'll leave it alone.
And okay.
Yeah, I'll leave it alone.
I also I rolled a 95.
Very nice. All right. Well, you guys can just tell that the clothes are bloody.
Weird and
the blood has
detectives handle that.
All right. And I think that is a good enough stopping point. We have about a minute to the hour and a half mark. So actually there it is. It's 8:30 here Central Time. So we'll go ahead and leave off for there as we take a very short break, but we will be back momentarily.
power to do whatever he wants to do. It's in his hands.
I think that is where we may have a bit of a miscommunication. It's not in his hands, it's in our hands how this season goes.
But doesn't it make a good story for someone who's never won to actually win for once?
That's so cheesy. Gosh. Nobody wants a story like that. It's so tired. That's what a 30, 40-year-old dad shows to their kids and expects them to be grateful. No. Ugh.
Folks, it is a beautiful spring day here in Louisville, Kentucky. The sun is shining, the breeze is cool, the blood rain has finally passed, and it is baseball season.
How far away do you think greatness is?
They love to see old guys like you finally get it every once in a while, but this is the shit they live for.
I see it of two ways. You can sit here, take your punishment, keep your head down. What if you did something different?
I'm not a chess piece this season. I'm gonna try and make a baseball move.
God Killer Home Run, the next mini-series from Game Master Monday, premieres August 24th wherever you enjoy podcasts. Starring Brad Zillman, Sadie Pasley, Ian Grant, Shadow Sylvia, Mags Curry, and Kenny Chilton as your God Killer. Using the God Killer system by Connie Chong with additional mechanics from Ball Game by Finch Edmund. On August 24th, batter up.
Aren't you just a sweetie? And snaps his neck.
Great. Thanks, Colleen. Maybe I will get that longer leash.
Under the watchful eye of Dole, I ask that this soul be guided safely to what lies beyond.
That is very sweet of you, V.
I am sweet, I know.
I was going to say more, but not anymore.
I understand what my responsibilities are. And unfortunately, it's not just to this one church. Griam has made that abundantly clear. And I'm sorry that I can't stay here with you for the rest of my life, praying in a dark room.
You could have if you wanted to. You could have. It could have been me and you. Toga, why do you want to be a noble?
It's complicated, but back home, things have gotten a little weird, and I need to be able to take care of things, because I can't always trust the people there to take care of it.
And I hear you've already gotten your group assignment?
Yeah, the general said something about submitting it.
Yes, he submitted it, and then I swear I looked at it a different way, and I'm quite surprised with which group you got put with.
What are they like?
Oh, poor Teddy's muted.
Our handlers.
There we go. Hello there. As I was saying, welcome back to part 2 of ZeitHeist episode 4, where we last left off. Agents Hush and Hemorrhage, you've just discovered one of many black plastic trash bags inside of the laundry room of the affluent North Texas home of Aaron O. and his family. And it's full, at least the one that you've opened so far, of women's clothing, at least one set of which looks quite bloodied. From there, though, we'll cut over to Agent Hexa. Now, Hexa, where we last left off with you, you were outside of the house. You were wanting to hack into O's local network. How are you going to do that?
It's a bit of a challenge at this point, gotta go hacker to hacker to see what he's got. And I'm gonna, as I'm heading up to bring in any painter's mask for people, I'm gonna take a look being on the property and actually in the space, kind of take a look around to see any of the outside wiring, see where it leads up, to see if any of it makes sense that it could lead to cameras, to see if there's any kind of box outside.
Okay. Give me a let's start with the wiring, because I think that's a smart way of trying to track this down. Give me, I don't know, give me either an alertness check, or if you want to rope in some of your understanding of computer systems, maybe where the best place, like you would probably know where the best place on a house's facade to install or hide some wiring.
I do have
would be.
electrician as one of my skills as well.
Okay, sick. All right, yeah, give me an electrician roll.
I can also build the tech I work with.
That's right. I build computer.
Though for some reason the electrics type role I'm the best at is heavy mechanics.
Okay.
Oh, that's a success.
Forklift certified.
Success.
All right, success. Okay, perfect. So Hexa, you see that underneath some of the gutters that line some of the edges of the facade, maybe where some of the house's shingles connect to the brickwork of the house, you do see some cabling that is run along there. It's sort of held together in place with staples, and you're sort of able to kind of track the cable running to various, like kind of sort of at a cursory glance, you can see that it's running along the entire exterior of the house, kind of like along the roof, right? You can't necessarily see from here where it might terminate to, like if there's like hidden cameras or something. They've got to be there, right? This has to be here for a reason. But it does, I'm trying to think where it would make most sense for all of this to terminate in, right? Because if there's some sort of box, it would have to be inside of the house, I would imagine. You wouldn't just sort of leave this, you're shaking your head no, Hemorrhage. Lex, do you have, where, listen, if anybody has a better idea of where there could be some kind of control box or control panel for this, then I'm all ears.
I mean, in the 90s, they'd have like the big, like AT&T boxes that would be out that would also run and do that. So
okay, all right. So then I'm imagining that could probably maybe be like in the alley between this house and the other house, kind of along the other side of the garage. Okay, cool. So yeah, you're able to trace the wiring sort of around the garage, and you can see that there is indeed an AT&T box that some of this custom wiring has been hooked up into. What do you do?
Hexa moving even more like a gremlin, outside of their space in the van, truly crouched down, avoiding cameras, like with full hood pulled up, painter's mask on, sunglasses on, just moving through the space with their laptop in hand, as well as like a little tote bag with some of their basic supplies that they might need for different scenarios. Just grabs out like a screwdriver and starts trying to get into this box.
Okay. All right. You get into the box fairly easily. Let's say maybe somebody has placed like a padlock on it. It's a fairly rudimentary padlock. It's been exposed to the elements. We sort of maybe see you take out like a screwdriver or something from wherever it is that you keep your tools, and sort of like jam that kind of like in between the like little bits on the lock, and then it's just a short order work of just sort of like breaking it open. The padlock comes apart fairly easily. You're able to sort of get inside this electrical box, and you can see where these extra third-party wires that run along the outside of the house have been hooked up into the sort of like mess of tech that is inside of the box. What do you do?
I'm gonna grab my laptop and plug in.
Yeah. Do we just like, is there just like a USB port that you can plug the laptop into the box?
No clue how these worked back then, but yes.
Yeah, there's like one of those we see you take out one
like
of those.
she like grabs one of the wires and like grabs one of her own wires and does like a little joint wrap situation to hook them together.
Okay. All right. Perfect. We see you perform some sort of technical magic on this box to connect it to your laptop. Give me I don't know, whichever one of your computer skills you think would be most relevant. I think maybe computer science is probably a good catch-all for what you're trying to do here of hacking into his system.
Works for me.
I mean, you've got direct access at this point. I would imagine that it's fairly rudimentary.
Yeah. That's a 13. Yeah, that's way below.
Okay, sick. So we see you futz around a little bit on your laptop. It only takes you about maybe a few breaths, and then you're inside of his local system. You are fed various different. You've got access to all of the locks, kind of in and around the house. You've got access to a front door lock. You've got access to the lock on the garage door. You've got access to a lock on the kind of patio door leading out towards the backyard. And then you've also got access to a few different camera feeds.
Great. Checking the camera, locking the back patio door, and letting them know over a walkie-talkie, I can unlock the door whenever you need.
Okay, so you've locked patio door. Okay, we have unlocked the front door of the house. Okay, and then you said you wanted to take a look at those camera feeds?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a handful of camera feeds. The first of which is a feed looking out over the front of the house. It looks like it's from sort of a higher vantage. There's probably some sort of hidden camera up on the roof that he has installed that sort of looks out over the driveway and then a little bit of the street in front of the house. You can kind of see like maybe the sidewalk across the street from the house and then maybe like a little bit of the front neighbor's yard. But that's about it. There is another camera that is in the patio. It is sort of positioned at an angle where you can see on the left-hand side of the frame, there is a patio door. It looks like on the bottom of the patio door, there's like a doggy door of some sort. And then running out of the doggy door is a series of transparent sort of industrial plastic tubing. And then also a mess of wires. I mean, there's got to be like maybe, I don't know, like 100 small wires intermingled with the black plastic tubing. And those run out of the doggy door and then sort of head out into like a little walkway in the backyard that then sort of goes from like the left-hand side of the screen where the door is and then sort of make an L and then head off on the right-hand side of the screen further out into the backyard. There's one more. There's a few other feeds. There's like a feed along like the opposite corner of the backyard, sort of overlooking where there's that like little bit of a gully between where the fence of the backyard
Mhm.
is and like the neighbor's yard and then their fence. And you just sort of see like an empty spot of interior fence. Along the bottom of the fence, it looks like someone's run about maybe like a foot tall, like, and like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like fence length bit of chicken wire. There's basically chicken wire running all along the bottom of the fence. And it's about a foot tall or so.
Okay.
The grass in the backyard is like very dead. It's a little bit overgrown in places, but mostly in places where it could get shade along the fence wall. Everywhere else, it looks like it's sort of been like, heat and sunned to death. And then there's one more camera feed. Now, up to this point, the camera feeds have been labeled stuff like, dry, like front and patio and backyard. There's one more camera feed labeled fun.
I think the second they got in, they started screen recording the entire time just to capture everything.
Okay. All right. Do you click on the camera feed labeled fun?
Sure.
Okay. Can you give me a sanity check?
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of felt that coming. That makes sense. I'm not even gonna check to see what my sanity is because that's a 93. There's no way it's higher than that. Yeah, no, my sanity is 75.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give me the roll. What do we got?
What I roll for?
So what you do is you're going to roll 2d10. And you're
No, I did. It was.
Oh,
Sorry.
did you? No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I said there's no way. I checked just to make sure, but I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be higher than 93, which is what I rolled.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, gotcha. All right, go ahead and take 1d6.
1d6, okay. 2, okay.
Okay, all right. Good deal. You lose 2 sanity. Hexa, the first thing that takes you aback, and it's something that you notice because of how you've had to access these feeds. You've had to hack into this guy's local system. It's not like you're looking at a desktop and you're just sort of like pulling up, like, here's the file folder that has the camera feeds. Here's the thing that has this, right? You're sort of looking at like basically a, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like almost like a DOS display. You're running prompts. The prompt to get into the fun camera feed before you even see what it's looking at sets off alarms in your head because it is being locally hosted, but you are not the only person who is accessing the feed. There's about, maybe from as far as you can tell, maybe 20 external feeds or sort of like external like things that are like sort of latching onto this signal and are viewing it. You open up the feed and it's a very close angle shot inside a very small, dimly lit, enclosed space, sort of from high above, like this has been perched on the ceiling or high up on a wall of a very, very small space. It can't be bigger than like, I don't know, maybe like 5 feet by 4 feet. It's enough to maybe hold like one person. You can see that along the walls of this space, there is there's a weed whacker, there's a lawnmower, there's like various shelves, there's like potting soil, bags along the wall. You're looking at some kind of shed. In the center of the shed, there is A man stripped down to his underwear. He seems like an older man, but you can't quite tell, just sort of by like, he's got like his head sort of like turned down, so you can't quite see his face. He's got balding sort of white hair, very closely cropped. He sat on this folding chair, and he's wearing something kind of like on his head, but you can't really tell exactly what it is through the resolution of the camera feed. It looks like there's some sort of like skin tight like helmet or something that's like sort of been affixed to his head, and there's like little bits of like maybe wire or string along the top of that. And he has sort of like, you can't tell if it's plugged into his body, if it's sort of lying on top of his skin, or if it's going inside of him. There are 5 fairly wide, like maybe a couple inches in diameter, plastic tubes that are hooked up to his body. You can see that there are 2 hooked up to his legs. There's 1 hooked up to his abdomen. There's another one that seems to sort of run around back behind the plastic chair. And then there is another one that is sort of affixed to the very front of his head, although you can't quite tell where, since his head is sort of like leaned down like this. You're sort of looking at this for a moment, and then what catches your eye is that it looks like there's something rippling underneath his skin. And then we cut over to Harold. Harold, you've just heard that the front door has been unlocked. What do you do?
Wild jump cut. So yeah, Harold walks up to the front door, is about to like assess getting it unlocked, hears the click, just sort of nod at whatever camera is closest because Hex is probably watching. And I think she just walks in. Trying to get a read of like, is anybody in this front room? But it kind of seemed like no, as we were traipsing around the front of the house. So not too terribly worried.
Okay. You step inside, and like I told Hush and Hemorrhage, the smell inside of the house is even more powerful than it was inside of the garage. It's very dark. You're standing inside a fairly large entranceway into a house. In front of you, there is like a small hallway that goes further back into the house. Immediately to your left, there's sort of a large sitting room with a couple of there's like a big like bay window, and then some windows overlooking the front of the house. Both of these sets of windows have been plastic bagged over. There are no lights on inside of the house. Next to the entrance hallway that's directly in front of you, there is a large staircase leading up to the second floor. And then slightly kind of like to the front and right of you, there's like another little bit of hallway that leads even further back into the house. And then immediately to your right, there's a very large dining room. It's pitch black. Can you give me an alertness check as you're sort of settling into this space?
Let me see. Alertness. 58. That's a fail.
Okay. All right. Would you like to push it?
I have a feeling something real bad's gonna happen if I do.
I can tell you what it is. Do you want to know?
Nah, we ball. I'll push it.
You're going to push it? Sight unseen without even asking me what's going to happen.
For the vibes.
All right, for the vibes. Here we go. Go ahead and push it. Roll.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. It was less of a whammy.
Okay.
But that's still a 47 over 40.
All right.
It's bad news bears, isn't it?
Do me a favor. You're an FBI agent. You're an FBI
Sorta.
agent.
I'm an FBI agent, yeah.
Yeah, and you're under the cover of an FBI agent. You've come up to this crime scene. Well, not a crime scene, but I guess now
It's about to be a crime scene.
You're probably wearing some sort of body armor. You're probably wearing Kevlar of some sort.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. You're looking around the house. You've settled into the space. You're sort of taking stock of the rooms that are immediately around you, kind of getting a sense for the space and how dark it is, how oppressive the stench has grown now that you've stepped inside the house. And something catches your eye as you're sort of scanning up the staircase up to the second floor. The staircase goes up to the second floor. There's a balcony on the second floor that sort of runs almost the length of the house. To your right, as the upper hallway sort of goes back into the house and sort of dips out of sight, you see that there's someone standing there looking down at you. You catch the glint of a gun as soon as the light sort of pours into the house through the open door, and they take a shot at you.
Perfect.
So,
this is fine. This is actually what I wanted. Thank you.
All right. Well, I get to talk now a little bit about how crits work in this game.
Oh, no.
Thankfully, in this case, in your favor. So in Delta Green, crits are either at 100 or at 1. 1 being a critical success, 100 being a critical failure. Fortunately for you, Aaron O has just critically failed his check to fire his Glock 22 at you. The gun jams.
Perfect.
You hear the sound, the very distinct sound of a bullet being caught in the chamber. The gun does not fire. He's fucked up either loading the gun, or maybe he thought he'd be cool for a second and try and like release a shell as he like cocked the gun back before he fired it at you, and he's fucked up shooting the gun. What do?
Honestly, duck back out the front door, walkie up, egress secured, shots fired. He's on the second floor.
Okay, we cut back over to Hush and Hemorrhage. What do y'all do? You've just received this message, and you've also heard that there's something that has happened inside of the house.
Yeah, because I assume we heard the gun, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't hear a gun necessarily fire, but you heard a sound of something.
Yeah, for sure. I will move to the stairs and the direction that I heard the gun. And just you just radioed it in, right?
Yeah, on our line.
Okay, awesome. Then yeah, I'll start moving in that direction. Pull my gun out of the holster, flashlight in hand.
Okay, Hemorrhage, you're following as well?
Yeah, I'll just follow behind him.
Okay. Can I get, as the two of you are making your way towards the sound, the house is like fairly big, but it's not like a mansion. So you're able to sort of like follow your senses inside of the dark house and sort of make your way towards the front of the house from where you're at. However, it's dark. Can I get either an athletics or dexterity check, whichever is the highest, whichever your character might feel the most comfortable with, as you make your way through the dark house?
So glad I'm not in the dark house.
That's a success.
Okay.
It is also a success for me.
Okay. Can I then go ahead and give me, both of you, an alertness check with advantage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, same thing. Success.
Okay. You guys make your way from the laundry room kind of out through the end of this sort of like little mudroom / pantry area that adjoins the laundry room, the garage, and then the kitchen of the house. Now, as you're making your way through the kitchen, even in the dark, as your flashlights are sort of briefly illuminating like discrete channels of information to you inside of this dark kitchen, your flashlights glance over just a fucking mess. Someone has been cooking food in here for a while and they've not been picking up after themselves. There are pots and pans all over the stove. There are dirty dishes inside of the sink. But also, as you're making your way through the kitchen, you're moving quite quickly and you're moving through the dark. And both of you immediately notice that there's something underfoot, and it's slippery. It's like the soles of your shoes start like gliding off of something. You both very nearly trip, but you have sort of the frame of mind at the time as you're making your way through this kitchen very quickly to sort of maybe like cast a glance down and sort of shine your flashlight on the ground beneath you. There is what looks like there's black mold all over the floor. It looks like either dust or black mold, like really like huge concentrations of dust or black mold or something. There's like black flecks, like either black or very dark brown flecks of something littering the floor. And as you look over all of the different like countertops and surfaces inside of the kitchen, it's over all of this as well. You guys rolled with advantage, so I'll even throw you another one. It's on the walls, and it's particularly caught like in the corners of the house.
Gross.
Really quick side question. How does advantage work?
Oh, so advantage means that you're going to roll, instead of rolling 2d6, you roll a 3d6. You're basically rolling 2 tens digits, and then you're taking the lower of the two results.
I see. Cool.
We'll let it ride.
I mean,
if something else happened there.
I succeeded anyways, but I was just curious for the future. I think, at least on Hush's end, I think that he is in like problem-solving mode of if we don't act, people are going to lose their lives. And so I think he recognizes this, but similar to the vial earlier, is kind of gives it a nod, but then continues to move forward toward the sound or toward the center of the house where the stairs are.
Okay. You guys make your way through the kitchen, and out the kitchen. There's 2 ways out of the kitchen. There's a way out of the kitchen that makes you go into the living room, and then there's a faster way to get to the front of the house that leads you out of the kitchen and into sort of like the dining room area, and then into the sort of like front part of the house. You make your way through the dining room, and immediately you can see the light that's sort of pouring into the house as the sun sets outside where Harold has opened the door. Harold is outside of the house. You don't see her standing there. What do you do?
I think I would start pushing up to the second floor.
Okay.
But then I'll probably like call out to Hemorrhage, because Hemorrhage, you don't have a gun, right?
Nope.
Then I'll just kind of look back and say,
I've got a knife.
I'll just say, radio in that I'm pushing in.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Also, I'll radio in that there's something disgusting in the kitchen, just so like it's on the map for people.
Okay.
And on that, just really quick, since enough time has passed, and I've probably seen the fun room at this point and gotten over the fun room to a certain extent that I can be cognizant again at this point. I'm sending a page, not anything over the walkie-talkie where the detectives could also hear, saying, so let me just clarify really quick. Was it actually like I could tell it was a shack, or was it just a room that looked kind of like a shack? That this guy was in?
I mean, you can kind of piece together that it was some sort of shack or shed. Okay. Yeah, you couldn't see the outside, but you can tell like just by what the interior of the room looked like.
Got it. Then on pagers, just to my team, it'll be, there's a shack that also needs to be dealt with. Don't let the locals in. It's Delta Green.
Okay. So Harold, you were outside of the house. You see in front of you, heading up the driveway, are Detectives Krieger and Boyd, guns drawn. Boyd is leading the charge. He comes up to you. He sort of kneels down. Krieger goes to the door. Boyd says, "You okay?"
I'm good. It was a misfire, but he's inside. At least someone is. The other agents are on it. Can we make sure that there isn't a way for him to get out on the second floor?
Okay. All right. Copy that. Krieger, let's just try and secure the backyard. Krieger gives Boyd a look like she's about to step into the house, and then she backs down. And her and Boyd sort of head around where you've told them and sort of try and make sure that if he does try and escape somehow through the second floor or through somewhere else, they're sort of keeping an eye on the exterior of the house. Hemorrhage and Hush. Hush, you're leading the charge up the stairs. Aaron is standing at the top of the stairs. There's sort of like at the very top of the stairs, there's just sort of like a short hallway on the second floor landing. There's sort of like a balcony that overlooks like the living room on one side and then this sort of like front, like foyer area of the house on the other side. He's standing at the very far back of that at the beginning of like a very dark hallway that goes further into the house on the second floor. He is standing there. He is still trying to unjam his gun. He's trying to dislodge that shell from the barrel of the gun. He probably has noticed that you're coming up to him, but he hasn't looked up yet. What do you do?
Is there, so he's like down the hall on the second floor.
Mhm.
Can I push up and kind of get to the top of the steps and then like, is there, how do I describe this? So like if there's the hallway, right? Are there any like angled walls that I can like step behind so that I can talk to him on the second floor without being in his immediate line of sight?
No, you're exposed on either side. There's wall that you can step behind on his end of things. There's maybe like a little bit of a pillar that has like a little bit of a spot, but only on his end.
Okay. Then I think I'll just stop a few steps shy of the top and kind of crouch down. And I will just call out to start. There's no reason this needs to escalate any farther. We need to talk about the things that are in this house.
At the immediate sound of your voice, he looks up and he locks eyes with you. He looks both terrified and slightly elated. He's wearing a white tank top and like really like shitty, grungy, like baggy black like sweats. He's got on like a pair of slides. And then he just has his gun. And as he looks up at you and gives you this sort of wild look, you can tell he's about maybe like a foot from the railing on either side of him. It looks like he's going to make a break for the railing.
Do I get the impression that there's any uncertainty in that action that I can play on? Or is it like, if I wait half a second, he's going to fucking go?
Give me I feel like this is...
We talked about Hume int. That's like understanding people, right?
Yes. Yeah, give me a Hume int check.
That's a 60 on an 80.
Okay.
So success.
You can tell that there is like the expression on his face. He looks excited. And you can tell that while there is some hesitation in him to try and like maybe do something rash, it also looks like he's sort of like he's been waiting for an opportunity to try something. Like there's sort of like a quickness to his movements. There is there's just an expression on his face. He looks a little scared, but he looks like he knew this was going to happen at some point, and he's excited for the opportunity. What do you do? He's heading for, like, there's a railing on your side. It would be the left facing the living room, and on his it's the right, and he's heading like right for it.
He's heading right for it. I will. Having heard the call that his gun jammed, but him maybe not knowing that I know that, I will stand up, and I have my firearm, and I kind of like hold it upright so I'm not aiming it at him. And I just go, if you jump off that railing, there's no telling what the people outside are going to think. They might fire quickly. Take a breath. Let us talk about this.
He says, fuck, man, I can't, but you don't get it, man. I can't die.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
No. I don't think you get it. And then he he still has his gun. By now, he's been able to dislodge the jammed shell. He takes his gun. He points it at one of his legs. He just sort of presses the muzzle of the gun right up to his thigh.
Wait.
And he discharges the shell.
Yeah.
The bullet rips through his leg. He's just sort of standing there. He's starting to bleed, but it looks like he's not in pain. He's still standing there. He looks down at the wound like he kind of can't believe that he just did that. And now knowing what he knows now, he's going to jump. What do you do?
Wait. Can I try to tackle him before he does that? Can I like just rush forward and tackle him to the ground?
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me let's do an opposed.
Could I?
I don't know. How do you want to do this? Do you want to do athletics? Would you like to? Yeah.
I was going to pitch unarmed combat. If you
Okay.
feel, I know that's maybe more like boxing, but I feel like it's.
If
you think it's something else, I will follow that though.
No, I feel like if Hush's ability to maybe like box or be in the ring, or like maybe he's done some sort of like grappling in the past, would give him the ability to know like just where to grab this guy, or be like just quick enough on your feet to get to him.
Yeah,
in this
that's
kind of a
my
situation.
thinking. I feel like something like athletics would be more like using your muscles. I think this is more like understanding how to tackle a person, which I personally I would pitch as unarmed combat if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that works for me. Let's do an opposed test. So I can
Sure.
tell you right off the bat, this is a guy who probably does not have a lot of ability to perform unarmed combat. So
Okay.
this is probably going to go your way. But we'll see.
Ooh, I wouldn't be so sure. Can I push it?
Okay, yeah, he rolled a 2. So
I got a
yeah,
71.
you got a 71.
Would I have to beat the 2?
You wouldn't necessarily have to beat the 2. You just have to, if you get a success, then we're talking about who has the lower number. But it looks like you failed.
I'm okay.
So,
I'll just leave it then.
okay, you're just gonna leave it. All right. Hemorrhage, are you doing anything? Where are you in all of this?
Is there a way, like, for me to understand that's also his plan, and instead of going up, go downstairs and kind of be waiting for when he jumps over the little railing?
Yeah, absolutely. You probably, if you had figured that out, you'd probably already be downstairs, sort of like.
But I want it to be
hitting
where,
Mhm.
yeah, like a spot where he wouldn't be able to see me until he's like already made the decision to jump.
Yeah, for sure. I think they already had a conversation about it. You've had enough time to sort of get down there during the time that he shot himself in the leg. So yeah, you are at about the bottom step of the stairs when he goes over the railing. Give me a either like dexterity or athletics. Are you trying to be there when he lands on the ground to do something to him? Or are you trying to catch him? What are you trying to do?
Full disclosure, I was trying to like decleat him before he hits the ground. I just classic when I played for you, Teddy. Just ram into him and hit him into something to have him stop. And I was going to use strength preferably.
Okay, yeah, give me a strength check.
That's a 14, so we're good.
Okay. He hits the ground. This is a fall of like 15 feet. He hits the ground like someone would hit the ground after falling like maybe 5 feet. He sort of like lands a little bit awkwardly, but he lands, and then you're there. What happens?
Oh, I want it to be like full on tackle to the ground, essentially.
Okay, yeah, describe it to me.
Yeah, I think it's like because I feel like he's still pretty cocky in this moment. So like he is landing thinking nothing's happening. It's also still a dark house for him. And then it is pure like Dr. Lamb grew up in Texas. He played football. He played linebacker. Just into him, into the fucking like wall, basically pinning him up against it.
Okay. Yeah, he lands and he is sort of like at one end of the living room. As he lands, you basically like barrel him forward and like kind of carry him into the wall about maybe like another 15 feet away. So there's like a little bit of a stumble, but eventually like this is for as constitutionally fortified as this guy seems to be, he doesn't really put up much of a resistance when it comes to strength. So you pin him up against the wall. He's pinned up against the wall. He's struggling. He has dropped his gun. And he's saying to you, fuck me, man. Just you saw it, right? You saw it.
Saw what?
I hit the ground, man. I fucking shot my own leg, dude.
Yeah, no, great job. We'll get to that in a bit because that is concerning. I'm gonna have to take a look at that and make sure you're not like.
Fucking God, dude. Oh my
Yeah, no, you're definitely. Yep, you're.
Holy. Oh, and he's like sort of like starts like coughing, or maybe he gets like choked up a little bit as you're sort of like pinning him up against the wall. We cut back over to Hush. Hush,
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah, so I think before he like lunged forward, not quite to the point of like diving, but I think he did like try to catch him and was just a little too slow. And then saw that Buddy got shoved. I think that he I think his biggest priority is the person. The physical stuff here can, it's not going anywhere to his knowledge. So I think he doubles back and goes downstairs to rejoin Hemorrhage.
Okay. Hexa, what are you doing in all of this?
After hearing the gunshot, Hexa will, of course, change to the camera to try and see inside the house to get a look at what's going on. Knows they already locked the back door. Will radio in to Ramirez to say, keep the car running. There seems to be a commotion, just in case anyone tries to make a break for it. And then doesn't have a gun, so won't go into the house.
Okay.
But can I try and pull the plug on whatever this shared stream is?
Yeah, absolutely. You do so. I mean, it's very simple for you to do this.
Perfect.
You shut it down.
And then I'm gonna follow the wires and tubes heading out that I saw in the backyard through the cameras.
Okay. So to do that, you would have to head inside of the house.
There's no way around.
Well, there is.
Like a small, like I'm in the alleyway already.
Yeah. So that does make sense. You are in the alley. There is like a little bit of fence like on this side, and that patio door is.
I'll try and hop the fence.
You're gonna try and hop the fence. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You're able to do so. I mean, it's not a particularly like very high fence.
Okay.
You get to the top, and you can see sort of looking down where that patio door is, where the tubes are coming out from the doggy door. And then how they sort of like lead out onto like a small little walkway that runs in between fence and house out into the backyard as a whole. You see this, and then we cut back over to Harold. Agent Harold, you're outside of the home. What are you doing?
Well, if I hear a gun discharge, I'm heading back in because either Hush has done his job or is going to be in need of help. So something has happened. So I think at that, Harold sort of like nudges the door open, peeks in, trying to get eyes on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly there is a bloody kid on the floor.
Yeah. So in the living room, at the moment,
I'm so sorry. Can I have 1 point of order?
Yeah.
Could I have collected the gun that clattered to the ground?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. All right, just so that it's away from him. So I'll holster mine. Kind of. I assume I heard the metal like clatter on the ground. So I'll just like holster mine as I get down and collect his and just hold on to it. But that's it.
Hush, as you're bending down to pick up the gun,
Oh, no.
you probably didn't hear a clatter because I mean this is a very fancy house in the late '90s, so there's carpeting like in bathrooms, right?
Good point.
Um,
Good point.
Carpet and then a rug on top. Like
exactly. Yeah, that way
Charging
you're
up a lot of
comfortable.
static electricity
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Hush, but you saw it or maybe you heard like the dull thud. You would know to go and pick it up. However, as you're bending over to pick up the gun, that same sort of dust, mold, particulate substance, it's all over the rug. It's clinging to a rug. It's like in a house with a particularly big sheddy dog, how there's hair everywhere unless they vacuum every day. It's like that, except nobody's vacuumed for 6 months. It's
Oh.
everywhere. There's a crust of it on the carpet. It sort of sticks to your fingers a little bit as you go down to collect the gun, and it's even stuck to the bottom of the gun. What do you do?
Oh God. I think I will I think I'll see this and like probably like with the door open and the small amount of street light coming in, I'll flashlight in the jacket pocket and then like take some of the cloth at the bottom of my jacket and like hold the gun in the cloth. So that it's not on my bare hand, and then just kind of like try my best to wipe off whatever this like mold, dust, whatever is.
Okay. Can you give me an alertness check?
Oh God. Yes, I can. That's bad. That's a 92.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
Do you want to push it?
Do I get the stakes, or is it a mystery?
Yeah, no, I have to give you the stakes unless you tell me that you don't want to hear the stakes. The stakes are, you are going to see one of the places where this substance or these particles are coming from. It will not be very big. However, something will emerge from it that may or may not put you and everyone else in the room in danger.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'll push it. My alertness is all right.
Okay, and the danger is not going to be apparent, not going to be necessarily apparent to everyone. We will know.
For sure. Okay, that's a lot better.
Okay, cool.
I went from a 92 to a 12. So 12 on 50. So it's a success.
Okay. You're sort of glancing around the room as you're sort of like dusting whatever this shit is off of your hands and off of the gun. Hemorrhage is subduing an Aaron who is becoming like inconsolately gleeful. We'll get to him in a second. Harold has maybe just come up behind you, and you can sort of like maybe hear her footsteps coming up behind. And as you're glancing across the room, you see that in a corner, in between the roof and one of the walls, closest to like if we're in sort of, the living room is a square from like the southwest like corner of the room is where like the hallway that enters the living room from like where the stairs are is at. In that same sort of corner, like at the very top, so where the walls of one of the upstairs bedrooms might be, there is what looks like to you to be a fist-sized, maybe like a wasp hive. At first, you think it's just dirt, but then as you sort of like scan your flashlight off of it, I mean, it's 3-dimensional. There's sort of like a fist-sized little like gray hive.
And I'm so sorry. You said it was like up like on the like ceiling corner? Yeah.
Yep.
And is it like oozing this out of it? Is it oozing the mold out of it? Sorry.
there's sort of like a very small stream of this mold coming out, like little particles are being shot out of it. It's very faint, but it's enough that over time it could accumulate, and then you look around at other corners and you see other little hives like this. They're very small. The one that you just saw, this sort of fist-sized one, is maybe the biggest one. The rest are smaller.
I honestly, I don't know what Hush would do in this exact moment. I think you look at it and then kind of look over to Harold and kind of just maybe just say, take note of this and let Huey know. We need to and then I think he snaps and he goes, I'm gonna keep the others outside. The Krieger
we need to
and
quarantine
Boyd.
the space.
Quarantine space. Do you want to stay in here with Hemorrhage? I'll go keep the detectives outside.
Yeah, I'll help get the kid out of here.
Okay.
You okay?
I'm all right. And he steps outside. And Krieger and Boyd, they're outside on the street, right?
Mm-hmm. Krieger and Boyd are now they're making their way inside of the house as you get in there. Krieger says, "So y'all got him?"
We found him, but we don't know if there are any other people in the house. Let's just keep our perimeter, make sure that no one else potentially gets out.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we should turn some goddamn lights on now that where is he? Let's take him in. Come on.
He'll be out in a second. Hemorrhage is making sure that he didn't damage anything on himself.
All right. Well, listen, and
He'll
she
be
goes
right out.
over. There's like a light switch, like right there in the front entrance. She goes to.
Can I stop her?
Oh yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, I'll just kind of oh fuck. I'll just like grab her by the wrist and just say the kid is very likely, he seemed to be on quite a few substances, and any bright lights very quickly might knock him out or damage him in some way. We're just not sure. Hold off for a minute.
She looks at you like that's the stupidest thing anybody's ever said to her in her entire life. And then she looks at Boyd, and then Boyd gives her a look. And then she goes, "Listen, you're the fancy fucking FBI. Who am I to assume anything about this? All right, sure. Just as long as the kid is out here in 2 minutes and we can take him down to the station."
He'll be right out. But you two and I, we're going to keep this perimeter. Hex is going around back. We'll handle it.
All right. Copy that, boss man. And her and Boyd go to stand with you outside. Harold and Hemorrhage. He's crying, laughing at this point. He's muttering things to himself. He is laughing. He'll look at the two of you and sort of like he looks down to like as if he like maybe left his gun in his pocket and he just forgot to like try and do something, and then comes up empty-handed and then starts laughing again. What do you do?
I would like to think I either have cuffs or zip ties to have his wrists bound together, and then I would like to take a look to make sure after he comes down from whatever high he's on, he doesn't bleed out.
Okay. Yeah. So you zip tie his wrists together behind his back. As you're doing so, he says, "Hey man, how much you want to bet I can fucking break out of these? You want to try it?"
No.
If I just give me like a minute. I bet probably. And he starts like trying to. Like the plastic is starting to like cut into his skin a little bit, and he's like, "I think I'm nearly there, man."
Great. Yeah. Well, hold on. Let me first make sure that your leg doesn't fall off, and then you can try. How about that?
My leg? Dude, I fell like 30 fucking feet, dude. And I landed just fine. Yeah. Yeah, I did shoot myself. I did.
Okay, so what happens when whatever you're hopped up on stops, then you got a problem. So let me make sure you don't got a problem, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Okay, fucking whatever, man. Take a look all you want. Go ahead.
God, I hate kids.
Okay, you look down on his leg.
Yeah.
Okay. The wound has already clotted. He's not bleeding anymore. He bled some. Do you want to look a little bit closer?
I mean, yeah, I'd love to see, like, poke around him and just make sure it's not something where there's like other fragments left in there or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me a either medicine or forensics.
Do I get a different answer depending on what it is? It's a pass either way.
It's a pass either way.
Yeah.
No, it'll be the same.
Okay.
Hemorrhage. The wound has clotted on either side, on entrance and exit. The exit wound, I mean, looks pretty rough. He shot a Glock through his thigh. But the bleeding has stopped. The skin the skin and the flesh that got blown out has sort of already started to callus over. There's still blood on there, and the blood is kind of like sticky in places, but there's not blood gushing out of his leg. I mean, it's like right on his leg where, like, what artery is that runs like through your leg? Yeah, okay. That it would have, he would be bleeding to death.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
He's not.
Okay.
You prod around inside of the wound a little bit, and there is
Like gloves on.
Yeah. There's a filmy, kind of like greenish, bile-y substance sort of immediately at both the entrance and exit of the wound. And it's sort of filling in the wound and stopping the bleeding.
Does it look like the stuff in the tubes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it look like something I would recognize at all from like my career, or no?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. I think he just quietly, like, personally makes a note of it, but then he's gonna like turn on his flashlight and do like shine in his eyes, do like a cognitive check and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing this is whatever meth or whatever shit you're cooking up.
Oh, buddy, this shit is 15 times better than meth, man. It's like 100 times better than meth. Do you have fun poking around inside that little wound I gave myself? Huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, what'd you find?
Gross stuff.
Yeah, man, gross stuff. You know what's even grosser? You know what's even sicker?
Your garage.
Dude, if you had given me like 5 more seconds, dude, I would have taken that gun, I would have put it right up to my head, dude, and you would have seen what I'm capable of.
Well, I've seen the inside of plenty of heads, so unfortunately,
Yeah.
I don't think that would matter as much as you think. What does it do for you? Is it like angel dust then? Like you just don't feel pain, or?
I'm fucking God, man. I already fucking told you. You can do whatever you want to me. You could kill me right now if you wanted to. I wouldn't die.
I think out of morbid curiosity, he'd be like, I should check if there's fragments at all. And he'll take like his knife and kind of dig around the entrance a bit and just see if there's any reaction from him.
There's no reaction. He looks down as he sees you, like digging in. As soon as the blade goes in, there's like no reaction. And then he thinks for a second, and then he starts screaming a little bit, like a fake scream. And then he stops and then starts laughing.
Okay. Look, whatever you're hopped upon is going to be at your system eventually. So.
It's, buddy, it is the system, okay? What part of that do you not understand?
Well,
Take me in. Go ahead, take me in. Listen, you've already got me in cuffs. I already put a bullet through my leg. Fucking take me in if you want me to.
Where's this shit at?
The what?
Oh, we're dumb now, are we? Where's the shit at?
Dude, I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
And he'll kind of like tap him on the top of the head with the flashlight. Like, no, it's in there somewhere. Where's the shit at?
It's fucking stupid, dude. Okay, look, it's in the. Just fucking Look, if to the backyard.
Okay. And all this shit's in there.
He's thinking. He's sort of searching for an answer. And he's thinking for a little too long.
He'll kind of reach up and smack him. He's like, I'm not the negotiator one. I don't do this shit, so I'm not good at it. But
Dude,
I do expect my questions being answered.
I'm literally trying to think, okay?
You need to literally try harder.
Yeah, whatever, all the fucking shit, yeah, man. But, like, I've already taken enough of it to where, like, I'm fucking God now, dude. So, like, whatever you want to do or, like, whatever, like, is out there, fucking whatever, man. Like,
it's more about what I want to charge you with at this point, I think.
Okay. All right, man, fucking charge me. Put me in a cell, dude. You fucking put me in prison. You could put me in prison for 1,000 years, man. I'm like a fucking cockroach at this point. Do you understand? Like, if the bombs came down tomorrow, I would still be there. Do you not understand?
You know, you can step on a cockroach and they still die. It's not really like the best analogy because they're actually kind of small and we're kind of big, so you can kind of just, you know, on them. Do you ever consider that someone might on you, you know? No. But you gotta come up with a better analogy if you're gonna use it, that's all.
I think the part that you're not understanding here is that I'm not even me anymore, dude. I told you I'm fucking God. You
How many
kill
vows
me.
does it take to be God?
Dude, I don't fucking even know at this point, man. I've probably taken like, dude, like tons.
What did 2 do? You know, kind of like tap his pocket a little bit.
Oh, you got some?
I don't know.
You ever have something really bad happen to you?
More than I'd care to share with you.
Do you ever wake up in the middle of the night, or maybe you're just fucking sitting around doing whatever, and you're brought back to that place? That happened. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm old. Yeah.
Okay. Well, like with 2, man, I mean, you could take 1, but like with 2, dude, that shit's going away forever. Everything can go away forever, dude. And then once you've been scrubbed clean of all that shit, then you can be like me, man. Then you're fucking God.
All right, dude. And he'll kind of just like grab him and drag him across the carpet a bit.
Okay. Yeah, he's not moving. He's just sort of standing there, but you can drag him along. Harold, what are you doing?
Harold is listening to this conversation, you know, letting Hemorrhage have his fun. And I think if Hemorrhage is moving to like take O out, I think there's just a hand on like O's shoulder to like pause that real quick. It's scary.
Did you want something? Huh? What?
Isn't it? Knowing that you can't be done.
Yeah.
I bet it's scary.
For a second, it's like he doesn't know where he is. And then he looks at you and it's like there's somebody else there looking at you through his eyes. And he looks very scared. And then he snaps back. And then he says, yeah, man, I guess maybe it was, but there's nothing to be scared of when you got nothing left at all. You know what I mean?
I do. Where did you get this God power from? Did you take it or borrow it, or does the thing you got it from still have it?
No, man, I fucking took it. I took it for me. You know what I mean? If I didn't take it, if I borrowed it, or like if somebody like gave it to me, then like then I wouldn't be God, dude. I took all this shit for myself and I made it myself. Do you know what I mean? Well, I mean, like I didn't make it, but like I took it from something else.
From what?
Why don't you go check the backyard and find out?
All right. One of these days, maybe we figure out how to get you that end back. Okay. She sort of pats him on the shoulder, and she'll head out towards the backyard because we need to secure that shed.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably already see Hexa like
trying to hack
sneaking through the
shed.
back.
Yeah. Yeah, you open the door. It's a little bit difficult to open the door because there's all of these plastic tubes and
Also, I locked it.
Yeah. That's right.
I mean, sure.
Hexa, you see someone like fiddling with the doorknob. What do? We sort of see that you're on top of the fence there.
I finish my roll over the fence, and I see that it's a herald, and so I just open the door, click a button, open the door.
Okay.
Having fun?
It's really bad, whatever's in the shed.
Okay. I assume that means we shouldn't leave it for the locals to find.
No.
Right.
No. We can't do that.
Are you going in?
That's where I was headed. I don't know if it's a good idea to look more.
Okay. I mean, it's either that or we lock it up and hope the locals don't get into it.
I can take a look. I already saw it.
I'll come with.
Okay. So, Harold, you kind of have to squeeze through the door and its frame. It's impossible to open the door up all the way with the plastic tubes and then the wires that they're running. You can kind of see now that you're up to the door. There's like maybe like 100 very thin wires that are running along the wall from somewhere up on the second floor of the house and then out through the doggy door where they meet up with the plastic tubes and then run like with the plastic tubes out through the doggy door into the
perfect system.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a genius's plan. You kind of make your way through the crack in the door, and both of you are sort of standing in this little walkway that leads out to the backyard. Do you both go ahead and head out to the backyard at large?
Mm-hmm.
So, Hexa, you had seen this before, and so you were probably able to make a note of it as you sort of jump down from the fence. But the fence, even on this side too, is sort of lined on the inside along the ground floor with like barbed chicken wire. Somebody was trying to stop something from getting out of this backyard. It's lining all of the fences. The back fence of the house, there's not really like there is a back fence, but there's sort of like a stone retaining wall that runs like the entire back length.
You also said the chicken wire only goes 1 foot up, right?
Yeah, that's only about 1 foot up. Exactly.
Something small.
There, as you step sort of like out into the main backyard area, the walkway that runs from the patio door along the side of the house and into the backyard sort of ends in a pretty big patio. There's a fire pit. There's various sort of like chairs and seating outside. There's like a little like pavilion awning that like sits on top of all of this. There's a grill. The backyard is really big. There is a pool that is covered with like one of those like pool cover things. The grass, like I said before, looks pretty dead in a lot of places. And then sitting against a back sort of like, not against the corner itself, but up against that sort of stone retaining wall is a shed. The tubing that has come out of the house runs along that walkway that you guys followed, then into the backyard, and then into the shed. There's sort of like a square hole on the side of the shed that has been carved out where the tubing is just sort of like schlepped into. What do? It's gotten dark outside now. It's maybe close to like 8:30 or so. The sun has just set. It's starting to get a little bit cooler. The cicadas are in full chorus. What do?
Getting closer to the shed. Can we hear anything that's going on inside? Is there any noise coming from it?
You don't hear anything.
Turning to Harold, there was a stream. At least 20 different people were watching. Man with tubes inside.
You think there's a person in there?
Oh, I know. I saw the camera. It was being live streamed to, like I said, a score of people.
Do you think the person is alive?
Were they moving on the camera when I saw them?
Their skin was.
Yeah. I don't know what's still... Something's alive in there. I don't know if the person is or if there's something inside him.
Okay. So we have our friendly on the police department here, but we don't have anybody from Delta Green aside from the four of us.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming we have some sort of burners to get in contact with our like higher ups or what have you.
Yeah, you've got a burner to get in contact with Huey if you need to.
So I think there's before we head inside, there's a text sent that's just very vague. Something may have found a stash, may have found a second player. Send cleanup.
Okay. All right.
All right.
What do you do?
I mean, I assume we'll get the guys on it, but we should see what we're working with, right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like he was dangerous.
Depends what you mean by dangerous.
Yeah, no, I guess that doesn't mean much of anything to us anymore, huh?
Cutting do the tubes, if I just kind of like run my hand along them, does it seem like there's anything moving inside the tubes? Like, is it feeding into?
So the tubes along their full length, there are little like patches or like bits where this sort of like greenish, bile-ish substance is sort of like speckled all along the tube.
But does it seem to be going in or out?
It's not moving. It's currently
Okay.
not moving. Yeah.
Okay. And there's nothing else that seems to be actively moving in the tubes. It was just that.
No, it's not moving.
And you said there are also wires wrapped?
Yeah, there's about 100 or so very thin wires.
That's probably, I assume, seems like the wires that were on the guy's cap.
Potentially. Mm-hmm.
The man was wearing a cap covered in wires. I wonder if it would make it less or more dangerous if we cut them out here.
I don't know that we should do anything that we can't undo.
What is Discovery not? What is Discovery for if not that?
For somebody well above my pay grade.
There's not many people above our pay grade with how this weird system works.
Are there any windows on the shack?
Yeah.
No.
I was about to say, there are no windows. When I walk but there was like a weed whacker inside there. Like there's stuff in there with him. Like I said, I don't know why this person was being live streamed to so many people.
Is the stream still going?
I turned it off.
Okay,
So
so
they won't
nobody
see
will
us.
know if we come in.
No, I turned it off.
Fuck it, I'm opening the door.
Okay.
Carefully, not like swinging it wide.
Yeah.
Harold, as you approach the door of the shed is made out of like it's plastic. It's sort of been like textured to look like faux wood on the outside. It's like, like brownish, tannish. It's got like white accenting on it, but it looks kind of like faded. This place, it's been rained on. It's been out exposed to the elements for all. It looks like an old shed. I only explain this to say that it's not until you get up a little bit closer that you notice that all along the exterior walls of the shed, on the door, on the front walls, on the side walls, from what you can tell, are hundreds of cicada exoskeletons that have latched onto this, and then they burst out of their skins. They leave the skins behind, right? There's hundreds of them. They're latched all over.
And they're on the outside of the shed?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gross.
So like I said, there's also a lot of weird things crawling inside the guy.
Uh-huh.
And also they clearly tried to keep something in the backyard with all the chicken wire.
So you think gesture at the cicada molt, gesture
Some
at the
kind
door.
of host situation, or trying to make something from people. I don't know.
Close the door. That's I think we maybe need more equipment to deal with that kind of a situation. Because if there's something in here that is doing that, gesturing back at the house.
Should I look for a fumigator that we walk in with just in case?
If we knew these were normal people bugs, I would say yes.
Okay.
Given what we do, I'm not sure. And that does not instill me with confidence.
Harold, can you do me a favor and give me an alertness check?
I'm not good at those, Teddy.
I'm so sorry. You keep putting yourself in situations where you gotta be alert.
Every day I get put in situations.
Yeah, I'd love to
Despite
see
my
it.
best efforts. That's a 45 over 40, baby. I don't see shit nor fuck.
Agent Harold, maybe it's because you've been engrossed in this conversation with Hexa. You've seen all of these cicada molts latched to the side of the shed. There's the constant noise of the cicadas on the trees. There's a tree in the backyard. There's trees in the neighbor's yard. There's trees everywhere. Maybe that's why you don't notice that one has landed on your shoulder. Do me a favor. Can you roll D6 for me?
I can certainly try. D6. 4?
4. Okay. Agent Harold, we see the cicada land on your shoulder. It startles you for a moment, but it lands and sort of unfurls its wings, beats its wings lightly. And for a second, you find that you're frozen. You can't really move. You're sort of caught looking at this thing that has just landed on your shoulder. And then it starts vibrating its thorax, making that noise that they make. And you find your gaze turned up towards the sky. The moons come out. Thinking back, you live here in DFW. You're a local at this point, even if you weren't born here. When was the last time you saw the moon in any phase other than full? Can you remember? I don't think you can. There's something about the way that it's hanging in the sky now. It came up out of nowhere. You were inside the house. It was twilight when you got here. It's hanging quite large above you. You gaze at it for a moment, and then you feel like you see something. Maybe it was in looking up towards the sky. Maybe it was sort of glancing around this backyard. But it looks like there's sort of this area of North Texas. This place is pretty flat, but there are, little hills every once in a while. And there's a hill that overlooks sort of the back area of where this community is at. There's like a big golf course. There's lots of big, like, empty green spaces all over North Texas. And just underneath the moon, on a little bit of a crest, out in the golf course, it looks like there's a woman standing there. It looks at first to you can't really discern any features, and it looks for a brief second as if she might be nude, but that's not it either. She's not made out of anything. She seems sort of featureless. The light is reflecting off of skin and hair that is all one shade of almost marble white. And then the cicada lifts off your shoulder, and she's gone. What do you do?
I think you can see the second when Harold sort of like shifts out of that like trance state of staring, but she doesn't say anything for a good long minute. And then I think without even looking at you, Hexa, she just sort of turns and pulls that burner out again, and this time she calls their handler.
Okay.
She says, "We need immediate room service."
All right. And we don't hear Huey's response, and that is where we'll end tonight's session. All right. Good job, everybody.
Having a normal one.
Having a normal one. Yeah.
We've always said this was a very normal campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a completely normal game. Wow. Yeah. 3 hours, huh?
Oh, fuck.
Alrighty. Well, we will pick back up. We're back up. When is it? Next Friday?
I think it's
Back
next
up
Friday.
next Friday, and then we will end on 9/11.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you'll be able to catch us again with the next chapter in this ongoing story. We'll pick back up with our Delta Green agents as they do a little bit of a cleanup on this house that they have come across. And I'm sure everything will be fine, and nothing weirder or stranger than what we have seen this evening will take place. So once again, I have been your handler, Teddy. Thanks for watching. I'm sure my stuff has been posted in the chat on Twitch somewhere. You can find all my stuff there. We'll go back again around in the circle. Go ahead and remind us who you are, where we can find you, and yeah, all that stuff. We'll start with you, Natasha.
Okay. I am Natasha. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Natasha B Cosplays. I have been Agent Hexa this evening. And you can find me mostly over on Don't Kill My Character. Although I don't know what things have been announced, but there's a couple of things coming down the pipeline this fall. So I'll eventually say something for that, but the next con I'll be going to is New York Comic Con. So very excited for that.
I am Ryan. Tonight I've been Agent Hush, and you can find me mainly on Instagram at This Is Totes. I'm hoping to do more YouTube things in the near future, but I'll announce that when it's more concrete. Yeah, thank you so much.
I am Lux. I've been Agent Hemorrhage. You can find me here on Streaming Rainbow as and Lux a lot because of the joke behind it. And then also have my personal stream, LUXR5013 on Twitch. If you ever want to watch me do stupid roleplay things in Red Dead or other places, that's all there.
And I am Kit. I have been Agent Harold, having an absolutely normal one. Other days, you can find me on socials at Kit Roll like role play. I'm sure you get the joke. Most of what I am in is on hiatus right now, but it's a good time to catch up. So if you like magical girls, you can check out Bloom and Blight. Our first series, Requiem, is all the way out. All of the it is there on whatever podcaster you choose. If you want to see some mech racing style magical girls, we are in the sort of mid-season hiatus for Persephone, again, wherever you get your podcasts. And there will be more happening, and I can't talk about it more than that, but keep an eye on socials for magical girl shenanigans and other stuff as I am legally allowed to announce it.
Sweet. So I guess that's it. Goodbye, y'all.
Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.